Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Everyone, welcome to the show. So 42-year-old Virginia resident and Navy veteran Hatchet Speed joined the Proud Boys in June of 2022. He became a member, and he was a big fan of people like the Unabomber and Hitler. Speed actually said that Hitler was, quote, one of the best people, that's ever been on this earth. And according to court documents, Speed positively compared the Proud Boys to the, quote, pro-Nazi paramilitary forces that Hitler used when rising to power. Speed said that both groups were trying to stop Antifa. Yeah, so he actively likes fascism. Speed relayed all of this information, by the way, to an undercover federal agent who had befriended him. And he, of course, expressed violent, bigoted views towards minorities, toward the LGBTQ community, but especially towards Jewish people. He believed he was part of a race war. And I won't go into all of the vile details, but this guy has some very, very screwed up ideas about the world. And at 40-something years old, I mean, he's not like a kid, right? So no surprise then that, number one, he supported Trump, but also Speed took part in Proud Boys rallies in the lead up to the Capitol attack. And then on January 6th, he illegally entered the Capitol. And at his trial, he said, quote, that was always the plan. You would listen to Donald Trump, then all of us would go to the Capitol. Now, the reason we were going to the Capitol was to protest what was going on in the Capitol, counting the ballots. And Speed also admitted in a conversation that after he discovered that Vice President Mike Pence certified the electoral votes, he thought to himself, quote, I'm going in there. Like, I have no respect for people in this building. They have no respect for me. I have no respect for them. So we all went in and we took control. Like, when you have that many thousands of people, like, there's nothing the cops can do. It's impressive. Is it really like? I mean, he sounds like a kid. He sounds like a Valley girl, really. But anyway, Speed continued to brag to his friends. In text messages, he wrote things like, quote, we made it to the crypt with sheer force of numbers. And he admitted that he left the building only because they had managed to stop the certification of the vote. And then Speed said that if Congress didn't do what he saw as the, quote, right thing, he warned, quote, they won't like what happens next. And then Speed also told someone that, quote, surrendering to communists will only mean more violence. And in a text to this undercover agent, Speed wrote that January 6th, quote, should have gotten to the point where Nancy Pelosi should have resigned out of fear for her life. And following Biden's inauguration, Speed stockpiled an arsenal. He spent over $40,000 at various stores that sell weapons and accessories, and he purchased at least 12 different weapons. He got rifles, shotguns, handguns. He also purchased 3 silencers, which I've talked about in other videos. And I mentioned to you guys his failure to register those silencers is why he's currently already serving a 3-year prison term. And he indicated to the undercover agent that he wanted to use those silencers to basically take out targets. And he said he wanted to identify Jewish targets in his neighborhood, maybe people high up even in the Anti-Defamation League. But Speed told this undercover agent that basically kidnapping and disposing of the bodies would be better than just shooting people. He would still kill them, but he would just disappear them, because he said then his perceived enemies wouldn't know what to make of it. They wouldn't know what to think or who to trust. And so it would be more like, a psyop. So Speed also told the undercover agent that when he was growing up, he was taught nonviolence, but he said he still wanted to, quote, join the military and go shoot guns and kill people. And then he lamented, quote, It's an 8. Imagine how much more could have been accomplished if I hadn't been steered away from that my entire life. So Speed was arrested on June 21st of 2022, and in a superseding indictment, he was charged with obstructing an official proceeding, entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and parading or demonstrating in a capitol. Speed refused a plea deal. He opted for a bench trial, and in March of 2023, he was convicted on all counts. Based on the obstruction conviction, Speed was looking at up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. However, the government requested only 4 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. And the prosecutor asked that Speed serve his 4 years consecutive to his current 3-year sentence. Surprisingly, he has no criminal history. And the prosecutor said it's almost like he became this completely different person in 2020. I would argue that no. I mean, if he joined the military just so he could go kill people, I think this is kind of who he's always been. But he is highly educated. He speaks multiple languages. He had a very high-paying job working for a U.S. defense contractor, by the way, before he became enamored with Hitler and Trump. Similarities there are unmistakable. Anyway, U.S. District Judge Trevor McFadden presided over Speed's case. So I assume this guy was just going to get a slap on the wrist. For those who are maybe new to the show, McFadden is a Trump appointee. He was literally part of his transition team when he became president. Well, at the sentencing hearing, the judge told Speed that he was very troubled by Speed's anti-Semitic motivation to prevent Biden from taking office. And this is a big thing on the right. In Speed's rantings, he said that Biden is being controlled by, quote, the Jews. So McFadden told Speed, quote, "It seems to me you've gone down a rabbit hole of darkness and extremism over the past several years." So when all of this was said and done, the judge sentenced Speed to 4 years in prison, 3 years of probation, a $10,000 fine, and $2,000 in restitution. I have to say I was shocked. This decision coming from this particular judge is shocking in a good way. You know, I have noticed a pattern with McFadden. He seems to be very bothered by the racist January 6th defendants. He seems to call them out on that stuff. Now, I don't know if that's because he truly is, you know, bothered by this. He's truly not a racist himself. Or if it's like, oh, God, can you guys not say the quiet part out loud? Can you not out our party for what we really are? So I don't know what his motive is there, but I should also note in Speed's previous sentencing, which I covered on another video, I didn't know this at the time, but he was ordered to undergo mental health treatment when he's released from prison. Thank the Lord, baby Jesus. I mean, hopefully it sticks. And also, this cracks me up. Speed was using a public defender. It's so great to see these Trump supporters embracing their socialist side. I'm just saying. Anyway, guys, if I hear any more, I'll let you know. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please become a donor if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.